Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special bonus episode of the Best Friends Club Podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Charlotte.
And my name is Fizz.
And welcome to the Dan and Phil April Fool's special.
Woo!
As you are listening to this, it is April Fool's Day 2024. Hopefully, I've got this uploaded on time. If I haven't, ignore that.
Yeah, it's just like a bonus episode that we're doing. No, but I believe in you. I have faith.
Thank you. Yeah, obviously they've done lots of April Fool's jokes sort of together, which I suppose counts as joint content. So what better thing to discuss on the podcast? Yeah, on April Fool's Day, we're primed and ready to go. Yeah. So we're going to have a look at all of their April Fool's Day japes from 2015 all the way through to 2023 and just have a little chat about them and our thoughts at the time and all that jazz.
Yeah, I'm super excited because this is content that is very different to their usual content as well, right? Like I feel like no one has ever committed to a bit the way that Dan and Phil have.
I literally made this as a note, when I'm talking about the April Fool's Day, like they commit to the bit so hard.
Like I've never seen YouTubers, but like just anyone in general, just go so hard. Like they kept Dan and Phil crowds going for 3 whole years, and they never acknowledged it, other than on the day.
No, they didn't, which was so funny. So, shall we jump in straight with Dan and Phil Crafts? So yes. They uploaded their first one in 2015, which was them making square flakes.
Yeah.
Do you remember this being uploaded?
I do remember this being uploaded. For some reason, again, I just didn't tweet react that much, but I do remember that I almost got because they had started the gaming channel like the year previously, right? So
yeah,
I feel like the second I saw it, I kind of forgot for a few minutes that it was April Fool's Day, and I was like, another channel? What? And then they started, and because the first one is kind of normal, it's not like it doesn't have, they didn't get into the like Satanism stuff. Is it Satanism? Yeah. Right.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, this one is like sort of so normal and like tame compared to the others. Like it's just really it's just a bit silly, really, than insane.
For sure.
And it was a bit fun.
Yeah, I think even they didn't know that it would continue being a thing. So my first note of this is just that it's giving Amazing Phil circa 2008. Like it's peak Amazing Phil, like in his artsy weird era, right?
That's so true. I don't know if that's like a compliment or an insult because of how insane that video is.
No, it's not an insult at all. Like it's pretty because I really enjoy when Phil plays around with his editing and and whatever. Like I think this is kind of like both of their brainchild, but the editing, I feel like it's so old school Phil.
No, I get that definitely. Yeah. My one note about this was, I mean, it's only really short, is just the insane laughter that they do at the end of this one. Like, it was just so chaotic. They just laughed for like a minute straight. And I'm so confused as to how they kept their composure the whole time. Do you know what I mean? Just throughout the whole video. Like, how did they not just burst out laughing?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, their commitment to it is insane. And they because I mean, I guess they do kind of break characters sometimes in other things, but this one was so I don't even think they had scripted it or anything. I think they would literally
I think they've talked about before that none of them were like scripted. They literally just turned on the camera and just vibed.
I find that so hard to believe because how is we get into like the the other ones, but how do you not plan any of
I think
that?
they must have had some sort of plan, but I'm sure that they talked about in either like a stereo show or in something that they said, no, we literally just turned on the video and that this is turned on the camera and like this is what happened.
That's insane. That is very
Maybe that's
insane.
incorrect. I don't know.
We'll fact check. We'll fact check in our like as I mean, I guess we'll find a source if we can. It doesn't sound like untrue because they do their videos like that as well. Like generally that's how they do it.
Yeah.
But I think maybe they have like I think they had like an idea of like, okay, we'll end up here, but how we get there is just we'll see how we get there.
Yeah, I've just found some of my tweets from the time.
Please tell
And
us.
I think
Yeah.
obviously they were like so busy during this time. They'd just announced Tatting Off and Tabbing Off like 2 weeks before this. They'd been doing the gaming
Yes.
channel since September 2014. And I just did a tweet, I was like, they made time to make this little silly April Fool's Day video, even though they've been so busy. Like,
Yeah.
that's how committed they are to giving us content, even if they're super busy.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa. Tell us what your tweets were saying. Is that what like the idea
That was
was?
one of my tweets. Yeah, that was one of my tweets. My other one was, what the actual fuck? What the fuck? What even are they? Why are they so stupid?
A normal reaction to anything that will do, to be honest.
Honestly. I think, I've seen another, just found another tweet as well. Obviously this was like me joking. I can't believe Dan and Phil have made a crafts channel. What sellouts? And I think, because obviously, we'll get onto this when we have like a Tatting Off themed episode
Yes.
and Tabbing Off themed episode. But they lost so many followers when they announced that, and people calling them sellouts because of previous YouTuber books and like tours, that lots of people left when they announced because they're like, oh, Dan and Phil just did it to make money, blah, 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 blah. They're such sellouts. So I think that was my like attempt at a little joke.
Yes, yeah. Oh my god, we really need to. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun episode. But
Yeah, we are going to do Tatting Off, I think, and Interactive Introverts. Somehow we will find a way to watch them legally, of course.
of course,
Definitely not illegally.
no, definitely not. Yeah. So whoa. So those were your tweets. Very funny and very like accurate. I don't have any. Unfortunately, I do not have any tweets from this time. I don't know why though. I think I
That's
was in.
okay.
I think I was just in shock, and I sort of like didn't fully process it. So I was like, well, I'm not going to tweet about it.
So then we move on to 2016 and we have the Glitter Faces video. And again, so we said that the first one was just really normal, and I think this is where they've sort of started to ramp it up a little bit. And this one was like just a tiny bit more insane, like Dan drawing the Pentagon. Yeah,
Pentagon,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And they're just slowly getting more and more chaotic.
Yeah, that's what I wrote. I said they're back and crazier. Oh no, I said they're back and craftier. I think I don't know if that was me saying it or yeah, I think that was just my note on it. They're craftier because it's more advanced. Is it more advanced than Squareflake? It's a bit more.
I'd say it's about the same sort of level of craft.
Yeah, I guess yeah, craft. I guess, but like the whole glitter of it all is insane to me in a place that they're renting because
Oh my god, yeah.
that shit
Glitter
does
everywhere.
not. Yeah, it does not go away. I'm sure there's glitter everywhere still to this day.
There's poor people that live in that flat now. It's just like, why is there glitter all over our dining room table?
I know.
Also, our dining room table extends, but there's a whole piece missing from it. Where is that?
Exactly.
How did they get away with stealing that? Like, surely the landlord has noticed. Like, I presume that there are tenants living in there now. I don't know because they had that massive gas leak and it would just seem like a very poorly just built apartment anyway. But if there are people living in there now and they've gone to extend their dining table, like, surely they've gone, hey, Mr. Landlord, there's a big piece missing from your dining table. Do you know where it is? Surely he would have, like, called Dan and Phil up and been like, hi, did you steal my dining table? How
I
did they
think
get away with that? That's so
I
funny.
because Phil brought up the fact that the landlord was sad when they talked about the gas leak. He was like, "I can't believe you were so upset about it. I thought you guys liked living here." I can't remember when or where it was. I think
Oh
it was
yeah,
in
maybe
I
he
think I think it was in the apartment ranking video. I
maybe.
think maybe he ranked all the houses, that one. But crazy.
Yeah.
Uh
So maybe
I
maybe he gifted them that as like a parting gift.
He's like, yeah, you know what? You stuck shit on it. It's yours now. I don't want it back
No one is
actually.
gonna. One of my favourite quotes from the 2016 Glitter Faces Daniel Craft videos is, and I think about this all the time. Not all the time. That is an over exaggeration, but I think about it a lot. Is obviously they're cutting things up, or they're doing something like with their hands, and then Dan just goes, "Why am I left-handed?" And Phil just turns to him and goes, "Everybody makes mistakes." It's so funny.
It's so fun. This is what I'm saying. I mean, obviously that I think that like a bit of the Phil like the meanness came out,
Yeah.
but I just cannot believe that this is not scripted because there's this one part where they're telling you like what you need to make it, and they said you need an A4 size paper, or you can have any size paper you want, A5, A6, um A7, A8, whatever. And then one of them says A9 and the other one's like no. I think Dan says A9 and Phil's like no.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
just think like it's so funny.
Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, so then we're sort of creeping into the Satanism a little bit with this one,
Yes.
towards the end. And I just want to know how they like came to that decision. Like, what did they have a plan? Did they just wing it? Who knows?
Mm, I wonder. I mean, obviously, this is the one where they, I think, were like leaning into it. So they were like, okay, we want to end up in a space where like we don't want to do this forever. So maybe it should be a trilogy or something. I feel like
Well,
this
they
is where
do.
that.
That's their thing, isn't it? They said everything either comes in threes or tens. I think
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
that's what something a quote they said that I've forgotten.
Yeah. I know. I remember it. Yeah. I can't remember when, but I definitely have a memory of it.
I
Um.
think three was a good number. Like, I feel like they didn't drag it on too long, and like because they changed it each year, like it was still funny and different. It wasn't like they were just doing the same thing.
Hmm. Hmm. That's what like they're storytellers if you think about it. Like three parts, I was entertained throughout, but it was so like cohesive as well. Like it wasn't sudden is what I'm saying. Like the second one really did it for me. I was like, oh, it's just, oh, they're just like sort of committing to it, I guess. And then suddenly there's a change, and then the third one is just insane start to finish.
All the best trilogies have a really calm first one. There's a bit of
Hmm.
danger in the second one, but it all ends up okay. And then the third one is just chaotic. All the best
Yeah,
trilogies have that format.
it's true. I wanted to bring up just like really quick, like I think we can also talk about it at the end, but like the quotes and the terrorizing of the entire internet after the first one came
Yes,
out. Can we
yes,
talk
that was
about
going to
like
be. We could talk about that.
yeah, because
I made
these
I made a
real.
list of all of the quotes from like all the videos for us to talk about.
All right, okay, okay. Do you
So
wanna?
obviously the most iconic, "Don't Cry Craft,"
Yes.
which still people joke about today. I'm kind of past it now. Like I don't find it that funny anymore. Dan and Phil still say it sometimes, but they just
Hmm.
say it in like a stupid way. But yeah, that was the big one. "Don't Cry Craft." Um, Pro tip.
Pro
I
tip.
don't know how. Pro tip that like literally swept the internet. And then "Soft and Neat." That was the other
Soft,
one. "Soft and
so,
Neat."
soft and neat. I'm not that into. I'm like, whatever. But pro tip was you could not meet a YouTube comment section without seeing a Fanny going pro tip or
Or "Don't Cry Craft."
like honestly we were
It,
so annoying.
honestly, it was everywhere. Like even Dan and Phil like mentioned it. I think in something. They were
Dan
like,
did.
guys, like,
I think Dan
yeah,
did a live show or something. He was like, guys, can we not do that? I know, I don't think he said that. He was like, oh, I was watching like a music video or something, and I go down in the comments and I see people saying, don't cry, craft, and he said something about like apologizing to the internet. Um, but oh my god, it was actually everywhere. Like you don't
it was. And
understand.
even other YouTubers like noticed it and picked up on it, and they were like, God
Hmm.
damn it, Dan and Phil, like, what have you done to my comment section?
Literally though, it's not their fault, but it's not. There's nothing like they never discouraged it. I guess like directly, they weren't like, "Oh, don't do that." They were just kind of like, "That it's funny that it's happening."
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I also enjoy that we're called crafties. Maybe they started the IES trend by calling us crafties.
Mm, maybe,
Maybe they
maybe
forged the way. Maybe that's where fannies came from, because they called us crafties.
possible. That's very possible.
Wow, the origins. Interesting.
We're connecting dots every episode.
We're connecting dots. We're figuring things out.
This is
We're piecing it
investigative.
together.
This is investigative journalism, guys. This is
It
what
really
it
is. No one else is doing this. This is the hardcore fanny work right here. And then I suppose moving on to 2017 is the Potato Prince one. Now, this one is so unhinged. Like, they went all out on the Satanism, possession, creepy, evil devil man from hell,
The
just
vibes,
full
yeah.
out. It was so creepy. And the weird, like, satanic ritual at the end where they sacrificed Phil and all the potato prints on his back. Bizarre.
Bizarre. Like, first of all, like the fact that the first time we see Phil shirtless in years is on a Dan and Phil craft video. And not even fully. I cannot believe they did that and just like put a bunch of I'm not that like I don't really subscribe to all of this, not necessarily, but even I would have been really scared of putting like a bunch of sixes on someone's back. I'd be like, maybe we don't take that chance.
Maybe they did actually get possessed. I mean, maybe that gas leak was really, really real and, affected them somehow, and they really did get possessed.
Perhaps, maybe. Oh my
It was all
god.
just so weird. Like, it started off so normal and then just completely went, like, all out, creepy, unhinged, let's sacrifice Phil.
Yeah.
And then they
And
set the
then
paper on fire, and Dan did all that weird chanting.
the editing, honestly, got your editing fully because I was so immersed. And yeah, it like, I don't know, man. They're really good at, what is it? Like, just, I guess, just again, like committing to the bit. They've
Yeah.
never, they've never backed down from it. They just went all in. They're like, yeah, we're doing the Satanism thing, and then we're gonna stop.
That's what I mean. I think that we've talked about this before, but like, they don't just do something half-heartedly. Like, whatever they're doing, they put 110% into what they're doing.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the things that I love about them the most.
Oh, same.
So that was the end of Danival Crafts, a lovely trilogy. Overall, my thoughts on it, when I rewatched all the videos to do this episode, I found them very funny. At the time, I did not enjoy them. I'm going to be completely honest and hold my hand up and say
Controversial.
I was controversial opinion. I don't know what it was. I just found them. I mean, I know they're supposed to be cringe. I know that they're not supposed to be like high art, but I found them too stupid, I think. And I really hated that everyone else was like, oh my god, that was so funny, like when they did this and when they did that. And I was like, no, actually, it wasn't really that good at all. It was terrible, and I think it was too stupid.
Oh my god.
In hindsight now, I can like look back on that and be like, that was a bit of a silly opinion to have. Like, they were just having a bit of fun and people were having a nice time. But at the time I was like, no, I don't think these videos are for me.
That's fair
And
enough, though. Like, yeah, like if they weren't, they weren't. I think hindsight is a great thing because now you're just like, it's a bit silly, but whatever.
it's a bit silly. All of my tweets from the time were just about how much paint that they wasted, which I'm still very stressed about. Like, they wasted so
Hmm.
much paint.
Yeah, the glitter, the paint, the I don't want to say the potatoes because there were just like two of them. Um, but yeah, so much like cleaning up to do after each of these
I
videos,
know.
and yet they were just like happily doing them. So good for them. But very stressful
Good
to
for
watch.
them.
You're right. Yeah.
Very stressful to watch. Yeah. I was like, why are you wasting all this paint? Please don't. And when they mixed all the paint colours together, oh, no, not for me.
Just messy adult men somehow. Um,
Those poor people that live in that apartment now.
I also just like one last thing before we move on. I cannot believe that they hit 100K and like went beyond it. So they have a plaque for this
They
channel.
do.
They
Oh
have
my god, I forgot about that.
yeah, they have a silver plaque for this channel as well, which is hilarious.
I wonder where that is. I hope that's in the office in the Faust.
I honest, I hope it is in the office because it should be. It's part of their legacy. It's part of their career.
You know when you like, I've never said office loud before. I'm sorry. I think I've maybe typed it only once as well. But actually saying it out loud, like, you realise how stupid these words are that we've come up with for things.
The office, the kitchen.
All in the Faust.
All in the
The Fed room. The faff room. Faff room doesn't work. Nah.
that
That can just be a bathroom.
the,
Okay, so... Oh, sorry. Did you want to
oh,
say
sorry.
something else?
No. I was trying to figure out another room, but let's move on.
Let's move on. So, we then move on to 2018, and Danica Crafts has been retired. We've said bye-bye, and enter Pigeon Fest.
Oh, Pigeon Fest, iconic.
So I think at this point we knew that Phil had befriended Steve. I don't know if Scraggy was in the picture at this point. I presume she was. Phil's pet pigeons, again, that's a whole episode, I think, to unpack Phil's like obsession with some pigeons.
Is the rescue video joint content if we only see Dan's feet in it?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Those feet are important, like, to the lore of the video.
Alright. So yes.
So Pigeon Fest. So for those unaware, in 2018, Dan and Phil streamed for, I think, 5 hours, their balcony, and their bird table, and they had like a banner up that said Pigeon Fest, and they just streamed that for 5 hours. And we saw some pigeons.
Yeah. Did you watch all of it or any of it?
I was out. I think I was busy. I don't think I've ever watched this one or Spoiler or Norman Fest that we're going to talk about in a bit. I think I was busy. I had plans, or I was like at work or something.
Oh, that sucked.
Yeah, so I didn't watch it. I definitely wouldn't have watched the whole thing either. Like, I might have had it on in the background and done other stuff, but I wasn't gonna commit to that.
Your eye. Yeah. Yeah.
But I remember, like, everyone like freaking out over watching this and like seeing their hands like come into frame, like when they'd go out to like put food out, and everyone would be like, "Oh my god, like we saw their fingers, we saw their hands."
This is really how it was though. Like 2018 was, I think, had Dan like not stopped uploading, but he was
I think they
uploading
were getting
regularly.
they were getting few and far between, and then but I mean we still had like the gaming channel, and I suppose at this point
interactive
they would
introverts was also happening, right?
Yeah, that
2018.
was just
Yeah.
about to start the end of April. So, like, it's not like we were deprived of content. So I don't know what was wrong with us that we were, like, frothing at the mouth at the thought of seeing their, like, fingers.
I don't know either, but that's
What was
funny.
wrong with us?
I have no idea. At this point, I was in university, so I think, and April was around like the end of, so I was busy and drowning in assignments, which is very sad. But I
That is
think
very sad.
I saw that happening. I think I got like a few minutes of it, but I was just like, this is next level, and I cannot believe people are just like watching it. Good for them, but like I cannot imagine doing that.
So, we're now in 2019. The
Hmm.
April Fool's Day pranks are continuing. And in 2019, they didn't really do anything. We just got some tweets. I presume that they were busy. Obviously, Dan. Oh, they'd gone on hiatus, hadn't they, from the gaming channel? So there was no gaming channel
Yes.
anymore.
Yeah.
They'd finished Interactive Introverts the previous year. So I suppose they were in their quiet time. So we hadn't seen Dan at all for like nearly 4 months at this point. Phil was obviously still uploading, but they'd gone very quiet. So they obviously didn't do like a big April Fool's Day thing. So they just did some tweets. Dan did an excellent tweet saying, I'm uploading,
Uploading.
and then quickly followed it up with a reply of, when I am ready, thank you all for your continued support.
Damn, and this was just before basically I'm gay. Like it was 2 months
Yeah,
before that. Yeah. Which
yeah.
is
So he'd obviously been like planning all that before at this
mm,
time. So that was Dan's lovely tweet. And then we get a tweet from Phil announcing Pigeon Fest 2.0 with a lovely graphic, exciting, and then obviously a link to go and watch it. And what was the link? I hear you ask, Fizz. Was it Pigeon Fest 2.0?
I'm
No, it was a
imagining
Rick
no.
roll. It was a Rick roll. Phil Rick rolled us in 2019.
This is one of the most like millennial things he's ever done. Okay,
Honestly.
he said, happy to reveal I'm now live streaming Pigeons on our balcony for 365 days and nights. Um, um
And he lied to
hilarious.
us. We just got Rick rolled instead.
Yeah.
So that was
I'm looking for his
the
reply. No worries, go ahead, go ahead.
rather quiet 2019 April Fool's Day prank. And then we move into 2020. So we were in lockdown at this point, which seems
Hmm.
like a million years ago. To say
Yeah,
that.
it was
And
it was just the beginning of it as well, like
yeah,
starting with.
literally.
So
So they were in their other apartment, the filming apartment, and we knew that they had their fish Norman at this point. So 2020 welcomes Norman Fest to the April Fool's Day pranks.
would you say like this is also kind of like commitment to like the live stream bit? Because obviously they were like, oh, we can't do Pigeon Fest again, so we'll do
Yeah.
this one. Yeah.
And I think
Okay.
they really ramped it up with this one as well. Again. So then for this one, they had a bit at the end. So I think again this was like a good like 4 hour, 5 hour live stream of their fish tank and Norman. And there were hands occasionally coming in to feed. And please bear in
Defeat,
mind, like
yeah.
at this point, we'd had basically I'm Gay almost a year previously, and then Dan hadn't done anything since. Phil was still doing his uploading. But obviously we still had no gaming channel. We were in a content drought. So seeing their hands feed Norman was like a dream come true.
Yeah, literally. Also, like you said, like especially with Dan, we were getting like any content we could get. We were like, okay, he's still around. He's still there.
He's still
He
alive.
he's still alive. That's good to know. Because his social
Um,
media presence was like low as well.
yeah, yeah, he
Crazy.
wasn't really doing a lot.
Hmm.
And then so the end of Norman Fest, they did a aquarium staff seminar where they did like a
What?
Q&A of questions that people had submitted, like on the chat. I think they did it on You Now.
You Now. They did it on You Now.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
people had like submitted questions and like they answered them. They put on like I watched a bit of it. They did again. I didn't watch this one live because I was busy. They hate me. I always have plans whenever they do anything stupid.
I know, literally.
They put on like pretend sort of deeper voices, and like I don't think they were trying to pretend that they weren't Dan and Phil. They're like, now it is time for the aquarium staff seminar, and people were asking questions like, how often do you feed Norman, what does he like to eat, and they just did this like pretending to be like professional aquarium staff. It's so silly.
That is so silly. That's so cute though. Like, I'm sorry, like that's very the way they were with that fish is so cute.
They loved Norman. They again, Dan committed to the bit. That fish tank was like groomed within an inch of its life, if that's the right word to use.
Yeah, no, I have no idea what the word is, but you're right. Like he made a whole thing out of it, and like I don't know, that fish lived a good life.
He
Kind of
did.
short,
He didn't
but
realize
like
how lucky he was.
literally, yeah. Like I don't think you could ask for better fish dads, if that's like a thing.
But yeah, everyone was literally going like crazy, like feral over this video, like hearing their voices and like hearing them talk together. Because again, bear in mind, we'd not had any even like joint content in almost 2 years. So like hearing them talk together.
It's just that's what like it was weird. Like I'm like the joint content drought. We're gonna hit like our episodes are gonna hit like 2020, and we're gonna immediately jump to like stereo shows. I think because there was
Yeah.
nothing happening.
I've just found some of my tweets from Norman Fest. I say again, I didn't watch it, but I was obviously keeping up with like stuff on Twitter.
Sure.
It was literally me just like key smashing and going, Dan's talking. I can't believe I missed this. I also posted a picture of me crying.
Honestly, the internet has seen a good amount of Charlotte just like crying because of Dan.
I posted a picture like just one single tear, me crying, and then another follow-up tweet. Hearing Dan's voice, there is truly no greater sound in all of the world. So true, so true.
So true. Nothing has changed. 2021?
2021. So in 2021, we had a stereo show.
Yes.
But we had a stereo show, Fizz. So they've been doing stereo shows up till this point. This one was the stereo show Lockdown Llamas, for anyone that wants to go and have a listen. And again, we've got commitment to the bit. So for the first 15 minutes of this stereo show, they acted like they were back in 2011.
Yeah, I saw the tweet just now. I saw Phil's tweet. In case you wanna like say, it's just like, can't believe it's already April 2011. Come have a big lol on stereo with Dan is on fire XD. We just got back from Manchester and the wind destroyed my fringe lols with his head. Did I mention lions are cool? Later skaters. He's just so funny.
He really is. The commitment to the bit is so strong.
I'm so sorry. And yeah, so they did a stereo show, which I did not listen to, but tell us what they talked about.
I did listen to this live. Like, I think because they did them, obviously it was like evening time for me, so I was always free when they did them. So I do remember listening to this one live. And it was just wild. Like they were so like they didn't break character at all. And then even when they like time traveled into the future, they were like, whoa, what happened there? That was so weird. Like it was almost like we were back in like 2011. Like what went wrong there?
Commitment. Good.
Commitment to the bit. But yeah, it was just really funny. So they acted like it was 2011. My favourite part of it was them pretending to be straight. So they did like this whole like little section where they were, I don't know how they led into it. I think they were talking about because from the Manchester apartment you could see the like the hotel
the
throughout the
office.
window. Yeah,
Right.
and the offices and things like that. And let's say there's this big hotel that you could see out the window. And then Dan was just like, "Oh, I can see a man butt in that window." And Phil was like, "Oh, I don't want to see that." And then Dan replied with, "Now, if it was a boob, I'd be like, that's cool." And they did this whole like bit. They
How
just
they talk. This is exactly how they talk, though, in 2011.
how did we not guess sooner? Like, how did we not guess? Do you know what I mean?
I know. Oh my god.
Yeah, so
It's
that
right
bit really
there.
made me laugh. I like re-listened to it and like I listened to that bit and that just really tickled me. I thought that was so funny. And again, like this was just like a little stereo show, but it just goes to show like how they put everything into everything they do. Like it was just a stupid little April Fool's joke. Like
Mhm.
they committed for like 15 minutes to pretend that it was 2011 and they like went hard. I think that's why they work together so well, like as business partners, and
Mhm.
like as friends, because they both have this passion and energy to like put everything into everything.
Into everything. You're right. Yeah. I think it's like you said, like that's why they work so well together, and they're so lucky to have found each other in that, like, because they really
Oh
do
yeah,
make a
definitely.
point of. I'm so excited to see like what they do this year. If I say if they're gonna do anything, but I trust that they will be
I
doing
think they
something.
will. Yeah,
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I'm really excited
I'm
to
really
see.
annoyed because I'm working in the morning and I feel like obviously they're going to upload something or do whatever they're doing
Oh
in the morning.
no.
So I'm going to miss it. So I'll finish work at 12, come back to my phone, and it will just be like an explosion of chaos.
I'm trying to see. Oh, I'm gonna be home. I think I'll be around, but I'm rooting for you to like be able to look at your phone in the morning. Hopefully.
I won't be able to. I
No.
will be like fully busy from 9:30 through till 12.
No. Then I hope they delay it. Dan Phil, if you're listening to this, because we know you're friends of the pod and you listen to the podcast, please wait until Charlotte's home to do your little
Please,
joke.
please.
Yeah.
No, I just know I'm going to come back to chaos, which is I think everyone can relate to this. Is the worst part of like being in a fandom is if you are busy and then something happens and you come back to your phone and it's so overwhelming because there's
Hmm.
notifications and like messages and like tweets and like your timeline is just like an explosion of stuff
Yeah.
and it's so overwhelming to like try and catch up with.
Yeah, and you don't know where to start either.
No,
It's very It's very chaotic. Being an adult is the worst.
it really is. It really is. I hate having to go to work and earn money. So yeah, now we're in 2022. Now they didn't do anything in 2022. Nothing at all.
Really?
No tweets, no stereo. They weren't doing stereos anymore. Absolutely nothing. I searched like through the tweets, unless they did like an Instagram story or something, which seems a bit unlikely. That obviously got deleted and I
Yeah.
can't find like a record of. But there was no tweets from them in 2022 on April Fool's Day. So I don't think they did anything. If I'm incorrect, someone please correct me. But I couldn't find any
Whoa.
record of them doing anything in 2022.
They were too busy being like adult homeowners, I think.
Yeah, because I suppose I think they'd moved in at this. Yeah, they will have moved in at this point in 2022,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. But I'm not sure either because obviously I kept track of them, but they weren't tweeting a lot either. Like I looked up Dan's tweets to see like what he was up to, and the latest tweet I'm getting is in February, not even like March, which
Crazy.
is, yeah, insane.
So yeah, so I don't think they did anything in 2022. And then We move on to 2023, which was, I don't know, I mean, pretty uneventful, really. I mean, nothing really of note to talk about, so we can wrap this up really quick and just end the episode, really.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
No. So, I didn't even make notes on this because what is there even to talk about?
Yeah, what do you say to all of this?
So, for anyone who has forgotten, I don't know how you could forget. It's ingrained into my brain. I will never forget this image as long as I live. 2023 was the nude and the announcement of the OnlyFans with a PH, which has now become affectionately known as the food. Food?
The food. The
nude with a PH, however you want to say it.
Yes. Oh God. Okay. So Dan tweets at, it says 4:30 in the afternoon for me, so I'm assuming that's like noon for you.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah. So he basically in the afternoon he's like announcing OnlyFans. 100% of all money raised will be deposited directly into our bank accounts, so Phil can invest in the oil industry and Dan can buy more black sweaters. So funny. So funny. But this is like capital Leicester proof because of the oil industry thing.
Oh, yes.
Also, it's just the image is amazing. If you somehow have not seen it, please go look at it.
It's like it's a work of art, actually. It's so, I mean, obviously they had to carefully pose it to not like reveal anything. It's the fact that all the items are like so perfectly placed, like the golden pig, and we've got the candle in the books. The fact that we now know that Phil photoshopped that candle flame to cover Dan's ass.
Literally. Oh my god. I completely forgot that. I wish he had not told us that, actually.
That is information I did not need to know. So this was dropped at 1:45 in the afternoon. And would you like to know where I was, Fizz? Because it wasn't at home.
Where were you?
I was in the middle of a shop.
Oh god. Imagine opening that.
I was in the middle of a shop. I think I'd like come into the shop, I like walked around some aisles, so just like a supermarket. And then like pulled up my phone to like check something and like seen these notifications. And I literally had to find an empty aisle, like stand in a corner and just sort of scream and like cry a little bit because I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah, oh my god. I need to, okay, so I'm gonna look up tweets that maybe on another account I could have tweeted because I have, okay, yeah, okay. Oh shit, I haven't. Okay, but I was discussing with like other K-pop stans, being like, this is how I found out that other K-pop stans that I am mutuals with were also fanning, because we were all collectively like, what is happening? Why is this happening?
What is happening?
And then I kind of realized that I was on the wrong account. And I was like, please don't. I was like, please don't look at me. This is my past. This is not who I am right now. Like, please look away.
Yeah, no, I literally, I lost my mind in the shop. I don't know how I then continued with my shopping. And then I remember I've still got the video. I went and sat in my car and I filmed 2 videos of myself just like trying to process all the emotions and everything that happened because it was so much. It was a lot. Like, there were so many layers to it. I made a tweet at the time. I was like, there's so many layers to this. The throwback to naked booths, the fact they're both very clearly naked, the discussion that led to this taking place, the setting up of the pictures and the framing. Like, this wasn't just like, let's just take a funny photo. This was like detailed, planned, thought out. They committed. They made it look beautiful. They edited the OnlyFans logo. It wasn't just a quick little whoop.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like I was gonna say, I was gonna bring up the naked booth thing. Like this is throwback to the in like ancient history times. And also like yeah, they were. It wasn't like they took like a quick picture, like you said. It was just a several minutes, maybe an hour of them just sort of like being naked in their house
Yeah.
and trying to take a
Just
picture.
Do you know what was even funnier as well? So I like to do little funny April Fool's Day pranks as well, like on my Twitter account, just because it's fun
Mm-hmm.
to like join in and do stuff. So my April Fool's Day prank last year was to pretend that me loving Dan was all a lie, and I'd just been lying for years, and I didn't really love him. It was so funny. And then obviously, like they post this, and I literally come back and go insane. And one of my friends tweeted me, she was like, "Not this image causing your loving Dan comeback."
He caught you off guard. Like this is not
He
your
really did.
fault.
And then replied to her saying, "The heart wants what the heart wants, and this heart wants Dan's ass crack." I don't know if that's safe to put on the podcast, but hey, there we go. We've done it now.
Yeah, I guess. um,
Oh, honestly, like like they just went all out. Like the framing, everything. They spent hours like
mm,
taking this picture. Crazy. So that is the final April Fool's Day prank from last year. I truly don't know how they're going to top it this year. And I suppose if I have uploaded this on the 1st of April or even the 2nd, we will know what their 2024 April Fool's Day prank is.
yeah.
Do you have any
Uh,
predictions?
I predict that it'll be something on the gaming channel.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good shout.
but I have no other. I wonder if it'll be okay. This just like came to my head, and I don't know how they do this, but I wonder if it would be like a gaming channel thing, but with a craft channel crossover, like maybe the
Maybe.
return. But I mean, they could just return on the craft channel because it's there. But
Mm,
that is also an option. They could come back.
they could. The crafts could come back.
Hmm.
Do you think it would be too mean of them to do like we're ending the gaming channel? Would that be like too awful? We're going on another
I
hiatus.
don't know. I don't know if it would be too awful. I think it would. I think it's too soon. I think they would think that it might be a bit obvious,
Yeah, yeah,
but maybe. But maybe. I think Phil. Honestly, they could just like do some tweets at this point
yeah,
because they're active enough that like they don't need to do a huge thing. But I would love like something as stupid as a live stream of something else.
yeah,
Just like
yeah. That would be good. Honestly, they could do anything. Like, if you told me, like, if you'd asked me this time last year, like, oh, what are they going to do for April Fools? But like, I don't know, probably nothing crazy. Like, can you imagine if they uploaded a nude photo? That'd be so funny. Like, but they'd never do that in a million years. And then they did that. So who knows?
right, like the stakes are like we could have
We
anything
could have anything. I'm on
if they
edge.
did that.
I saw this great Tumblr post from dip-the-pip, and this is so good. If they do this, like I can picture it. Um, they said
Hmm.
Dan and Phil's April Fools will just be like, here's the house tour, but every shot is garbage. The lens is blurry. There's a thumb covering the lens. Jumpy cuts in the wrong order. Not actually seeing anything at all.
Oh,
And then them being like, hope you enjoyed. And we all desperately tried to piece together every clip and plot twist. They went to like an Airbnb to film it, and it's not even the Faust.
that would piss me off so bad. I'm sorry. I would get so mad. My nosy ass would be like, absolutely not, unacceptable. Redo it. I don't like. I would not find that funny. Please don't put that into the universe.
But I read that and I was like, I can see them doing that. Like I can picture that being a thing.
True. That's true. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
Man, I just want to see the files. Just
um,
as a side note, I want to see the what.
would you rather see? I think I've asked this before on the podcast, so I've asked somebody else. Would you rather see one room in really detailed tour or a quick
Mm-hmm.
view of the whole Faust?
Ooh, files,
Whole
files.
Faust.
I think. Yeah, full files. What about you?
I think it depends, like, what room
It is. Yeah,
what room
it
it is that they'd want. I'd maybe like to see their living room in, like, excruciating detail.
Ooh, like detail on like shelves and stuff.
Yeah, what's on the shelves? What's their setup like? Who sits where?
Yeah. This is where. True, true. Because I think we've seen, you know what, you're right. We haven't seen an entire side of the living room. We've only seen the piano side.
Yeah.
I see that.
Well, anyway, by the time this is up, we will know. But to all of our listeners who are listening to this episode, please leave a comment in the, like, there's a Q&A bit on Spotify. Please let us know, or let us know on Twitter, what April Fool's Day prank you thought that Dan and Phil were going to do this year, or what you think they're going to do next year. Just April Fool's Day prank predictions. Let us know.
Please let us know.
That would be really fun.
In the comment. Or you can tweet us, or you can, like, in any way, but like the Q&A section is there for you to let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the end of this episode. That was a really fun little bonus episode. We hope you enjoyed it as well. Hopefully we can try and, like, do some more little bonus episodes like this about other random joint content that Dan and Phil have done.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, how are we ranking any of this? Like, how are we...
I don't think we can. I don't think we can rank it. I think because it's not all videos. Like, I feel like it's just... It's unrankable.
True. This was kind of like... This was very fun. I think I had such a good time just chatting.
Yeah.
And, like, going back on all of this.
Yeah,
So fun.
This was really fun. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We will see you for our next proper episode. We are back to the scheduled joint content, and we were going to be talking about Phil and Dan in New York, which is a very fun episode that we recorded.
Yes. Quick and fun, so exciting. And then, yeah, we'll see you then.
We'll see you then, everybody. Bye.
Goodbye.